Okay, for number 11, they want higher order derivatives. So the first derivative I can compute, but they want the second and the third derivative. So let's write this down. So let's write the first derivative down. Should be relatively simple. It's a product rule. So I'm going to say, 5 e to the t, that's the first function, times the derivative of the second function, which is cosine of t. And then it's going to be plus the derivative of the first function, which is 5 e to the t, times the second function, which is sine t. Not too bad. I'm going to write a little differently, though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out 5 e to the t. And what he left off with, cosine t plus sine t. What I'm going to do, second derivative now. And what do you get there? Well, I'm going to say the first function times the second function. And here's the second function, a little different order. I'm going to do this one first. That's going to be cosine. And this one second. That's minus sine. All right. Then what do we do? Plus. Well, I'm looking at this and I say the derivative of the first function, which is just simply 5 e to the t, times the second function. That's going to be cosine t plus sine t. Well, this isn't so bad to do. I mean, looking at it, I'm going to say y double prime. Looking at it, you could add these things together. You'd have, 5 e to the t cosine t, 5 e to the e to the t cosine t, which is 10 e to the t cosine t. That's not so bad. And then the signs just disappear. You have 5 e to the t sine t minus 5 e to the t sine t. So second derivative we got. All right, that wasn't so bad to get. It's right over here. All right. Now certainly there's patterns to these problems over here, but let's look next one. The next one says, can you get the next derivative? Well, let's take a look at it. And the next derivative is going to be the third derivative. Let's write that down. And let's go to town on it. So I'm going to say, maybe switch this up a little bit. Derivative of the first function, that's 10 e to the t, by the way, is 10 e to the t times the second function, which is cosine of t. And then it's going to be plus the first function times the derivative of the second function, which is minus sine. Let me simplify it a tiny little bit. And I'm going to factor out 10 e to the t. And you're left off with cosine t minus sine of t. I will look at the k, and I'm hoping to see this in the key, by the way. Now, do I see it? I do, but a little different form. It's multiplied out. They didn't factor it. 10e cosine t. Well, I got that. And then minus 10 e to the t sine t. Same thing. Thank you.